Major development today that could affect former Catholic priest accused of child sex abuse. Now, the Associated Press broke the story this morning that the FBI is investigating some of these claims. These date back to 1970. Now, David Hammer has been leading our Losing Faith investigation for years, and he joins us now to tell us why the feds are getting involved, David.
Yeah, Cherise and Katie, lawyers representing alleged victims of child sexual abuse by priests tell me several of their clients have been interviewed recently by the FBI. They tell me federal agents are focused on a century-old federal law that could revitalize criminal cases against living priests for things they allegedly did decades ago. Tim Trahan recalls his trip to Miami with his high school Spanish teacher, Father Luis Fernandez, in 1976, when he was 15 years old. He said the priest had already molested him in his sleep in New Orleans, but he hadn't told anyone and cautiously went to visit Fernandez's family in Florida.
And when I entered the room, there was one bed. And I told myself, this is not happening again. So I went to sleep on the floor. I went to lay down on the floor to get a pillow on the floor. And he says, listen, boy, only dogs sleep on the floor. Get in the bed. At that point, I decided I was going to abort this whole thing.
Now, lawyers representing victims tell me the FBI is interviewing their clients about their decades-old claims of abuse by New Orleans area priests. They tell me the feds are interested because the priests may have violated the Federal Mann Act if they took kids or teens across state lines to sexually abuse them. Unlike state laws against molestation, where charges must be filed within as little as a decade, the Mann Act does not have a statute of limitations. Victims' lawyers allege in federal bankruptcy court that the Archdiocese of New Orleans has records of potential Mann Act violations by its priests, but the church has fought to keep those files under seal. That's why Trahan says he's relieved the FBI is finally getting involved.
I'm somewhat in shock over it because I never thought that this would take place, that an investigative force with the power of the FBI would get involved. And they're not probably going to mess around. They're going to probably go straight for what they're looking for.
Now, I want to make it clear, back in 2020, I called Luis Fernandez to give him a chance to respond to Trahan's allegations. He told me I needed to talk to the Archdiocese of New Orleans, not him. I spoke to the Archdiocese today, and a spokesperson said, quote, beyond today's Associated Press report, the Archdiocese of New Orleans is unaware of any federal investigation into clergy abuse. Cherise?
All right, David, thank you.